For other coffee lovers, do you have one or two or three coffee shops that you're like, you got to go check these out?
So this is really putting me on the spot.
Yeah. Yeah. How about just one?
I have an entire map of Portland that has a number of the coffee shops that I love. The roaster that stands out to me is not too far away. It's down in Ladd's Addition, and it is called, I'm pulling up the name of it right now, Upper Left Roasters.
Okay.
And so they have a number of different, coffees that they brew. They've got different single origin on every single day. They've got a nice little patio area. It is a good spot. It's not too far away from WordCamp, and there's some food cart pods nearby as well.
Excellent, excellent. Great job again, putting you on the spot there. And we'll have links for all of this for people. Is there a feature of Portland that you wish people knew more about and visited more?
So it's a bit out of the way, but the St. John's Bridge is in North Portland and is absolutely a gorgeous place.
Okay.
Some say it was the model for the Golden Gate Bridge. It is a suspension bridge that you can go underneath. It's called Cathedral Park underneath there, and be able to walk around the pillars, see underneath the bridge. You can walk over the bridge and, see all of Portland. On a clear day, you can probably see Mount Hood.
Wow. Hey, everybody. It's Roger with Kinsta, and I'm joined with my new friend, Aaron, or longtime friend at this point. Aaron, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
How are you?
I love the bow tie.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, it's been a little bit since we talked, about a month. I want to catch up and hear what's been going on in your world, but there's a big event coming up here in less than 2 weeks now. We've got WordCamp US happening in Portland, and more specifically, we've got Contributor Day happening on Tuesday, and you are going to be the team lead for the core team.
Yep.
Talk to me a little bit about your thoughts on how you approach a Contributor Day.
So Contributor Days are some of my favorite parts of WordCamp because it is an opportunity for new people to come and observe how and get involved with how the software is made, how the project as a whole functions and works, but also a chance for existing contributors to maybe meet people they haven't met before, actually be able to put a face to an avatar. And also maybe present around an idea that's like that kind of half-baked idea that you're just not quite sure it's there. It's a great opportunity to get some quick feedback from people.
Excellent. All right. So, there's a lot of different ways of kind of looking at Contributor Day. And I like the aspect you're just talking about there is, in essence, the WordPress project is a remote work project, right? Like everybody literally works from home or wherever they're able to connect. And, one of the problems with remote work is communication is lost, right? There's statistics that say 70% of communication is nonverbal. And so that means like all the work we're doing in Make Slack is only 30% of what we're actually trying to communicate. And when we're face to face in these rooms, you can just tell if somebody's vibing with what you're saying or if it's not working at all. For somebody who's new to, maybe they're new to the project or they're new to Contributor Days, it can be a little bit intimidating, right? You come in, there's this huge room usually. There's a bunch of tables. They've got the names of the different teams on there. For somebody who's new to a Contributor Day, what's your advice for how they should approach this?
So first I would say is decide beforehand what team you want to, focus on. And it doesn't need to be, you could go there and decide, an hour and actually this was a bad idea and you want to move. That's okay. You can vote with your feet, but, do a little bit of the prep work. Most of the Make teams will have a post ahead of time on things to do to be ready. And so for the core team, for example, it's going to be things like having a local development environment pre-set up. Notoriously, I think every tech conference I've been to, the Wi-Fi ends up crashing out at some point. And maybe this is the year it doesn't happen, but it's a lot easier if not everyone is downloading, a Docker and getting everything set up at the very beginning.
Okay.
So, check out the team and what kind of prep work that team wants. And then come to it with, idea of like, any contribution you make is probably going to be a good contribution. Like, you are going to have the opportunity to make WordPress better.
Excellent, excellent. For your team, the core team, who should realistically participate in that? Like, I mean, if I don't have any development capabilities, am I going to have a worthwhile experience trying to sit with the core team?
So I would say that if you are someone that is normally involved in software development, if you're a project manager, if you are a product manager, a designer, a developer, a QA, a tester, everyone like that will be able to find a way to contribute right away. If you're more on the content side of things, if you're more, on the technical support side of things, there might be other teams that you will be able to have a more immediate impact.
Okay, and I think that's a perfect way of putting it. And I think it's helpful to kind of set these expectations for people ahead of time. For you, do you have any specific goals for this contributor day?
So one of the things that I've been thinking about is how can we help get some people that have been more passive contributors become a little bit more active contributors. And so I've been brainstorming with some other members of the core team around ideas for that. So like one of the ideas, I think we're going to be doing a live bug scrub. And so that if you want to learn how to run a bug scrub for WordPress, you'll be able to in person learn and understand it. Maybe take it off and run your own bug scrub in the future. We're also looking at seeing if there might be some people that have been working on a couple of harder technical areas if they want to do a deep dive into that. And so trying to bring people aboard to like work on some of the things that just require really getting into the nitty gritty and some of the oldest parts of WordPress to make some changes to make it better for the future.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, so we did a bug scrub the last time you and I talked. That was a really interesting experience. And I think what I really got out of it was having you, the expert, there by my side kind of help drive. And so I imagine at a contributor day, we're going to be able to sit at a table side by side and literally walk through these things. As far as the local environment goes, do you have, I'm sure there's links all over the place and we'll make sure to have links in the show notes. What's your advice for setting up like the easiest, best working, most reliable local environment?
So in the WordPress ships with one that can be used, and it uses Docker, and in the README there are instructions for how to get it set up and what you need to do. So using that one is going to give you the environment that many other contributors are using, and so it should be easy to pick up and use.
Excellent. Docker is truly magic. It's crazy how much that's changed everything. Okay, so we've talked about newbie people coming and participating. For experienced developers, whether they've been to Contributor Day or not, what are the ways that you see them, beyond like if they're on the core team doing core, like writing code and fixing bugs, beyond that, what do you see as ways for people to really participate in Contributor Day and not only get a lot out of it for themselves, but really help the whole group kind of gel and work better?
So, I would say it's a great opportunity to be able to have discussions with other teams as well. And so if you're someone that spends the majority of your time in the forums and helping users use WordPress, maybe you have some ideas of, hey, I've seen this issue pop up a couple of times. Come talk to the core team and we might be able to point you towards a track ticket or be able to say like, actually, that's a really good idea. Actually, here's why it works that way. Help you understand, yes, it is a problem, but. And so using it as an opportunity to connect with the other teams that you don't always get a chance to work with.
Excellent. I love this, taking what's happening online and bringing it into the physical world. How about from like a mentorship perspective and really like turning to the person next to them and getting to know them and seeing, what they can either learn or even teach somebody. How do you approach those opportunities at these?
I think it's an opportunity for everyone to learn, for existing contributors to learn about the experiences that newer contributors are having, places that folks might be struggling, for instance. we were chatting about this at the core team meeting. Someone brought up that there's not a good, single documentation point for what keywords mean. Like the workflow is on track. And so one of the things I'm planning to do is try to find a few people that might be willing to work on that. And we'll be able to, have new contributors read that documentation right there, and we can iterate on it fast.
Excellent. Some real-time IRL action happening. I'm going to put you on the spot for a second. Do you have a memory of a contributor day that just like sticks out in your mind as like, oh my gosh, this could have only happened because it was at a contributor day?
So WordCamp Philadelphia 2000, either 10 or 11, I don't remember. I think it was 11. And there was a new contributor there. So they had been to a couple of WordCamps, but they were still finding their place in the actual Make WordPress world, and had a simple bug that they just were struggling with, and sat down with her and helped her get that into core. And then Mel Choice has now become a core committer, and she's led releases. And that was her first contributions to WordPress.
Wow. Okay, great. I love putting you on the spot because you always come up with something clutch. That's what's awesome, right? Is being able to just come together. Maybe there's just something blocking, and because when you're sitting by yourself, you can't figure it out, but you just sit with other people and everybody's there to help each other out. So that's awesome. How about Portland? I know that you're pretty well familiar with Portland. Are you looking forward to getting back there?
I'm looking forward to it. I lived there a number of years ago. It's a place that I fell in love with coffee, and so I'll be probably going to a couple of different coffee shops while I'm there.
Okay.
And tasting some of the sweet, sweet nectar of the gods.
For other coffee lovers, do you have 1 or 2 or 3 coffee shops that you're like, you got to go check these out?
So this is really putting me on the spot.
Yeah. How about just one?
I have an entire map of Portland that has a number of the coffee shops that I love. The roaster that stands out to me is not too far away. It's down in Ladd's Addition, and it is called, I'm pulling up the name of it right now, Upper Left Roasters.
Okay.
And so they have a number of different, coffees that they brew. They've got different single origin on every single day. They've got a nice little patio area. It is a good spot. It's not too far away from WordCamp, and there's some food cart pods nearby as well.
Excellent. Great job again, put you on the spot there. And we'll have links for all of this for people. Is there a feature of Portland that you wish people knew more about and visited more?
So it's a bit out of the way, but the St. John's Bridge is in North Portland and is absolutely a gorgeous place.
Okay.
Was the model for the Golden Gate Bridge. It is a suspension bridge that you can go underneath. It's called Cathedral Park underneath there, and be able to walk around the pillars, see underneath the bridge. You can walk over the bridge and see all of Portland. On a clear day, you can probably see Mount Hood.
Wow. Okay. All right. Great. So we got some nice local insider tips going on here. As far as WordCamp US goes, are there any presentations that you're specifically looking forward to?
Yours.
Too kind. How about one that you did not recommend get submitted?
So the one that I'm probably most looking forward to is Jeff Paul is going to be doing a workshop on ethical and scalable AI.
Okay.
And so really excited. I think that, there's so much potential in AI. I'm really excited that he's bringing the ethical piece into this, and looking forward to what's going to happen there.
Very cool. All right. That's a great choice. I was looking at that one as well. So I'm very excited about it. Aaron, our time has come to an end. These always go by so fast. As always, I like to close it out. If people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to reach out?
The best way is to come to my WordPress site, aaron.jorb.in.
Perfect. Great. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you shortly. And as always, it's great to talk to you.
Yep. Wonderful. Looking forward to seeing you in Portland.